That'll keep him out. G'day everybody, welcome back to, well, I don't know what day it is, but we're out here again because we have a, we think, rabbit problem and a very noisy bird just above us. So about 12 months ago, a lot of these new trees got smashed by what we suspected was a rabbit. We then went through the process of covering them all up, which wasn't on the plan, and they've been fine. About 6 weeks ago, some of the bigger ones we started uncovering and they've been fine. And then a couple of days ago, one just got smashed. It went from that high to about that high. So now I've got to cover them all back up again. I've only uncovered about 50. There's some that I can't cover up again because they're just too damn big. But we've got some tree covers over there. I've got a noisy bird up there. I've got a dog somewhere out there. So let's just get on with it. So thankfully this isn't a terribly hard job to do. It is just frustrating because the trees are looking really, really good. And I've got to try and thread the needle on this bad boy. And then we've got to poke all the branches up inside, and you know, it would be nice to not have to do it, but I'm going to have to come out after dark and see if I can find this little critter. If it's a hare, it's a pest, and I'm not allowed to put a dose of lead into it at high speed. But we took the covers off because the trees were starting to rely on the covers to stop them falling over. So now I've got to put them back on and watch that. So this tree here, I don't think I'm going to cover up again. I'll see how I go. The priority's the tall, thin ones, the little skinny ones that look like that one, because the rabbit will get into those first. So anyway, I'll set the camera up and we'll just chip away. And here's another example of a tree that was looking spectacular, and now I have to go home and make some more little trees with this bit. So some of it I think might be kangaroos laying on it. I think this one's been laid on, but not all of it. So bit frustrating. I'll get more trees out of this. I'll get maybe 30 trees, but that's not the point. This has taken a year to get to this size and has now lost a fairly major branch. Everything else is looking okay. I haven't found anything else that's been chewed. So far. This is one of the trees that got chewed last year and it's looking fantastic. So what we're trying to do is avoid having it happen again. But you can see here I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 or 8 uncovered in there. I've got 15 or 20 uncovered in here. So we're running the risk. So anyway, I'll keep covering it up. I'll put this one in the cool in the car so I can get some trees off it. And we'll keep chuffing away. Alright, so I've walked all the lines and I've covered up the trees that I can cover. I've missed 2 here. He said when he's walked all the lines, there's one down there. These will get a round cover on them this afternoon. I'm trying to run water today as well as cover things up. So the problem we have is that the bigger covers I have, the big clear ones, here they are here, don't go over these trees very easily anymore. So I'm going to go back into town and see if I can get some larger, rounder plastic ones. On our way out, I'll show you the last bit of the dozer clearing that happened. Also sounds like they might be doing some shooting back here in the hills. So if you hear a few pops in the video, that's the pig problem being dealt with. It won't work. There's about 10 million pigs, but they're having a go. So, all right, dozer prep, that way. So this is patch 9. There was 5 big trees in here, which are lined up here, and we'll have a look at that in a sec. And the goal was to take this from a rocky, stump-riddled shithole into something we can plant. And basically we've gone from about 500 trees possible to 2,500. So very, very happy with the outcome. Obviously I still have to drive around and get rid of some landmines. There's a few scattered around. Not really worried about them, they're easy to pick up. We've come all the way out to the creek line, so I've got to come in with the tractor and define the edge, which will be, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, hang on. Just up there's a pink ribbon on the tree. So the road will come basically straight up. This will be our working space. And on the weekend I've got to come out and chop up the 5-6 trees that came out. I lose count. So I'll get the backhoe and I'll drag this one out and I'll cut this one as low back towards the stump as I can, push the stump into the creek. That one there might just stay there. So it's a bit ugly, but you know, a D6 isn't exactly a scalpel, it's more of a meat cleaver. I've got a couple more up here. So there's a pine here and a pine here. They were the 3 big pines that came out. And then if you've watched a few of the videos, you'll remember there was a big dead tree about here. So by taking that one dead tree out, I can then add 4 more rows at the top. But it also gives me space now to drop that big dead tree and that big dead tree, so that I have a bit more working space. So this is the dead one. As you can see, sorry, these pines are pretty big. They'll take some dragging, but we'll get them out. But I also want to come in and process this one before the termites get into it. Big tree, good wood. So the dozer did miss a tree over there. I don't know what I'm going to do about that, whether I step around it or whether I cut it down and burn the stump out. I'm not sure. It's still alive, so I might just leave it yet. We'll see how we go. And then right up the top here, it's been a big walk. Right up the top, this is where the watering system is going to be anchored. So the bore's down the creek, or down towards the bottom end of the creek. And the main storage tank will come up into this space here. So there's a sort of a road, and there'll be more of a sort of a road, and we'll make some more road and blah, blah, blah. But yeah, so that's patch 9. Plenty of work to do. Dog's off exploring. Plenty of work to do, plenty to keep me out of trouble. At this stage the bore still hasn't been approved, so we're watering, so that's why the feed's been a bit quiet. We're just running water and trying to stay on top of it. It's very, very dry again. So there you go. Right everyone, thanks for watching. Me and Buffhead. Oh, thanks dog for sharing. Me and Buffhead are going to go and get some more water and then come back out and cover some more trees and just keep poking along. So anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Okay, before we leave, so this is the tree that was missed. It did have a big pink ribbon around it, but that's all right. It's a regrowth off a dead tree. So the original tree has, whatever's happened to it, it looks like someone's cut it off. And then this is all shot as regrowth. And I think in the short term, while I still look at it, I'll probably just leave it be. I've got a road here, or just, I'm planning on extending this road if I come back over this way a little bit. So we're on the other side now for orientation. We were over there, the car's down there. We're still in patch 9. So the road will come down here, and then there's a dirty great big rock there, and that tree, and then some more space. So what I think I'll do is I'll bring it down the hill, and then I'll step a row out, and then maybe just rehab this part and push the road down. We have talked about whether we clear some of this other scrub out, but that's a very low priority. Priority at this point is just to get it ready to plant. Can't plant anything till I've got water. Can't plant anything till we've had rain. Looks like I might also have another pine in here to drag out, maybe 2. So yeah, there's one there. And there's also, might be a big dead gum. Yeah, so there's a big dead gum in there. So that one's dead and that one was alive. So anyway, that's a little 2-minute afterthought. So road, long, up, work out what to do with that tree, probably leave it. And yeah, keep charging on. So anyway, gonna go now. See you later.